The early 2000s was the best time to be a gamer, with the release of PlayStation 2 the best-selling console to this day, selling more than 155 million units. With a new console came new games like God of War, Final Fantasy, Tony Hawk, and Shadow of the Colossus, all games that are admired even today. Dragon Ball saw a real resurgence too, with the release of Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 that sold more than 2 million copies on PlayStation. Bandai saw what a money bag was the first Budokai and made games to release more Budokai games, the next one being better than the last one with more refined gameplay and a bigger character selection. After 3 games, Bandai realized that they can't keep spamming the same title and game over and over again. Like, who would do that? You have to be crazy or unhinged to think that selling the same game every year is a good idea. So Bandai Namco hired Spike to make a different Dragon Ball Z game. After some brainstorming in the official Spike boardroom, they came up with now well-known and beloved game entry, Dragon Ball Z Sparking. Wait. So yeah, in Japan the game was named Sparking Zero because of the last lyric sung in the opening of Dragon Ball Z anime series in Japan. But here in Europe and the US we had a different opening, so the game was renamed to Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi because of the tournament name in the series. They couldn't come up with something more original, I guess. And there was another Dragon Ball Z game in between, called Dragon Ball Z Sagas, but we don't really talk about this one. The game starts with one of the coldest game openings I ever saw. The characters may look like they were made with Play-Doh, but did you see that Frieza walk? Forget about White Putin, now we have White Frieza. The intro also has this cool fight between Goku and Kid Buu, with nice sound effects to accompany the action. Like, look at this. Doesn't this just hype you up to go throw fists in the game? Oh, and also they have this frisky scene with Goku and Vegeta just looking at one another. I don't know how after seeing this the event looks good to me and didn't change it, but I'm happy they didn't. After loading into the main menu, you have all these options from the main story mode, Z Battlegate, all the way to character illustrations. Going to the story mode, you're greeted with the one and only Mr. Popo. He explains that the story mode consists of all the battles from Shenron's memory, and that you, the player, can experience them here.
I'm gonna die!
Wait, Mr. Popo. He also tells us that the other Z-gates are locked because Shenron has Alzheimer's. I think it's a cool in-game way to explain why not all the story mode is unlocked from the very beginning. The story mode is presented in the simple and easy to understand menu. Main saga is marked in blue, movie sagas are marked in green, GT saga is marked in purple, and the What If sagas are marked in orange. The main saga consists of all the events from the Saiyan saga all the way until the Buu saga. Every saga has all the main fights, like Goku vs Vegeta, Gohan vs Cell, Vegito vs Buhan, and so on. But in addition, we also get fights like these: Z Fighters training at Kami's, Ape Gohan vs Ape Vegeta, Hercule fighting at the World Tournament, and fan favorite Future Trunks vs Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. Yep, you heard me right, it's a real thing. For some reason, in the Future Super Warrior saga, after defeating Cell, you can fight Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. They have dialogue and pretty fun interactions.
Who would have thought that my father and Goku would ever combine together?
After you lose,
You're always too hesitant to go in for the kill. It makes the proud Saiyan blood bleed.
Father, I'm sorry.
Come at me. I'll retrain you.
after you win.
You've gotten strong, huh, Trunks? You've beaten me.
Goku? Wait, no way. If you had been serious, this whole planet would have been wiped out.
You're so modest. You really annoy me.
Oh, hi, Father.
Speaking about dialogue, this game's story mode is only that, a lot of dialogue and reused animations. We get a shot of our two fighters, they speak while standing and the battle starts. And rinse and repeat that for all of the story mode. Well, at least every character has somewhat of a unique intro, like Chaozu, who just floats into the battlefield, or the Cyberman, who just hugs himself. There are not a lot of unique animations or cutscenes even for the key moments in the show, but for some reason the Spike team decided to blow all of their budget on Janemba vs Gogeta ending cutscene. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, get out of here with your smooth ass animations. Now we have Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi to take over. Like, look at these ones. Look at them moves. Like, this shit goes hard. Some story missions require you to beat the opponent with a special move, just like in the show. If you just beat them up normally, you'll still win, but it won't unlock the next story gate, so it will actually soft lock you from completing the game.
Wait a second, did I have to lose? Oh shit!
Unless you beat the character with a specific move, like for example Frieza with the Spirit Bomb.
Come on. Go get him! Yes! Hey, look at that.
I played the mission where Goku turned Super Saiyan for the first time, because in my opinion this was the most iconic and bone-chilling, in a good way, scene from all of Dragon Ball Z. And I wanted to see how the game tries to recreate the feeling of this legendary scene. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing. In the game, Goku shows up, speaks to Frieza, Frieza roasts him.
There's still some of you scum remain.
And speaking about roasting, this game loves roast battles between characters.
Goodness, what a foolish monkey to find me.
Wait a second. I thought you were going to shut me up for good. Your attacks were as weak as bad coffee.
Ha! I'd like to see you give it a shot, balloon butt.
Whoa, Frieza. You've certainly lost some of your looks over the years.
I am not Goku nor Vegeta. I am a person who will destroy you. Once a monkey, always a monkey.
What the fuck did you just fucking say about me, you little bitch?
Back to the main point. Goku tells Frieza that he only wants Vegeta and the fight begins. You barely beat Frieza. Frieza tells you that this was only the warm-up.
What do you say we dispense with the warm-up?
Oh shit. And in the next mission we already jump in with Super Saiyan, because this game has no in-battle transformations. You can only transform by picking that transformation from the character's select screen. There is no other way. After that, Frieza gets scared, Goku elegantly spits his superhero monologue and the battle starts. This time we beat the shit out of Frieza first try, and we move on to the last battle where Frieza does some steroids and Goku does somewhat of a unique animation. And the fight starts again. You beat him again. Frieza begs for his life while laying on the ground, and Goku just slowly walks away. And then we cut to black. To be fair, at that time this was better than jumping PNGs on a board or text boxes with characters' mugshots on the screen. But compared to Budokai 1, the cutscene department was lacking in this game. Well, actually, there is a prologue and an epilogue in every saga that consists of in-game footage and text slowly going across the screen, and King Kai reading that text slower than my grandma.
Lives fighting the Saiyans. Gohan and everyone else travels to the distant planet of Namek to find the Dragon Ball. But they are not alone. Frieza and his gang, as well as the powerful Vegeta, have also come seeking the Dragon Ball. A battle that will capture the attention of the entire universe is about to begin.
So, the Namek Saga epilogue at least tries to recreate the angry Kamehameha scene from the show. Gold star for you. So yeah, this is how the story mode of this game goes. Hey, like in the show, a lot of standing and talking, am I right guys? Well, except Gogeta vs Janemba fight. Like I mentioned before, there are the main saga and the movie sagas. But what piqued my interest were the what-ifs. Every Dragon Ball fan loves some what-if fights. To summarize them in short, in total there are 6 what-if sagas in this game, where you play as the bad guy. The first one being the Revenge of the Saiyans. I did not really like this one for its lazy approach and loose storytelling. There are 8 fights in total, 2 of them being lifted straight from the Namek Saga. This what-if, you can already guess from the title, is about all of the Saiyans overruling Frieza. The first 3 fights are against Frieza's henchmen, Dodoria and Zarwa. The last 6 are every single original Saiyan that is in the game getting their chance to settle beef with Lord Frieza. Raditz, Nappa, Bardock and Vegeta. Even the Cybermen get some piece of the action too. After defeating Frieza with every single one of them and finishing with Vegeta, we unlock this epilogue that tells us that the Saiyans overthrown Frieza and continued their rampage throughout the universe. The next what if is the Cosmic Emperor. This story is just what if Frieza won. There are 5 battles. You fight Vegeta, Goku, Krillin and Super Saiyan Goku. You know, the standard cast. The last fight is against Frieza's brother Cooler. You beat him and make him your personal slave. After that, you unlock this epilogue.
From his goal of eternal youth, his anger would turn to the rest of the universe, and he will surely make them feel his power. Still, to this day, the cries of the dying innocent echo throughout the universe in vain.
Jeez, this game just got dark. All in all, I like this one better than Vegeta's because it had the cooler fight. And some interesting dialogue between them. Next up, the true ultimate android. I mean more like the true ultimate depression, because every time you defeat one of the Z fighters with Cell, they get crippling depression.
I failed. I don't deserve to live.
Damn.
I failed. I don't deserve to live.
I failed. I don't deserve to live.
I failed. I don't deserve to live.
Cell, what the hell did you do to them? So yeah, you can notice a theme here. These what ifs are what if the bad guy actually won. You defeat all of the Saiyan Z fighters one by one, and in the last battle you throw hands with Super 17 for the ultimate android title. They argue about who will have Goku's head, but this battle happens after you beat Goku and the others, unless this battle happened before. But then why put it as the last unlockable battle in the saga? So yeah, it's a bit confusing, but you beat the talking Robo Man and claim the title as the ultimate android. Oh, and yeah, these weird shadows and characters are because of the emulator settings, not because of the game. My bad, sorry guys. We unlock the epilogue and get this cool scene of Reverse Father-Son Kamehameha Wave. That I thought was pretty dope. The next what if is about Boo killing everyone. How surprising. You kill the Z fighters as Fat Boo.
You fool. I won. Bye bye.
Transform into Super Boo and fight Gotenks.
Die.
And later Vegito.
You're done for. Die! He's not dead.
In the last fight, you're up against Janemba. After you listen to a truly thought-provoking conversation, the battle starts.
I hate you! You're not fun at all, so I'll kill you!
You beat Janemba and get this truly sad epilogue.
Having destroyed every last living person on Earth, Majin Buu was delighted with himself. Until a certain realization of loneliness came over him. And now the screams of Majin Buu are all that echo over this land, and there is no one to hear them.
Damn, now I kinda feel bad for Boo. The two last what-ifs are different and in my opinion the most interesting ones. The plan to conquer Earth consists of 6 battles, and in every battle you play as a different bad guy. The fights don't get boring and the characters have good dialogue.
Muscles will beat me?
Even Broly forms a proper sentence for the first time.
What is it you want with me, Vegeta?
But I think they should have had Broly fighting Gogeta instead of Cooler, like they did in Budokai Tenkaichi's 3 intro. The last 2 battles are against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. There is no Omega Shenron in the game, so the other GT characters have to step in and fight Gogeta. After you complete it all, you get this epilogue, where after defeating our heroes, the villains turn on one another and start battling for world domination.
Patting each other on the backs for it. But this was all in the moment. For there can be only one ruler over this world. The struggle for world domination will continue on endlessly.
I really like this ending because it shows realistically what would happen if every single bad guy lived. They just would start killing each other. The last what if is not really a what if saga, but an original Dragon Ball saga. But at the same time not really, because Goku is a kid but everyone around him is surprised that he is a kid, like GD or something. That implies that this happened after events of Dragon Ball Z. Like look at Krillin's reaction.
What the? Goku? You're a kid again!
Or Piccolo's.
Are you Goku?
But Goku has his kid memories, because Frame 1 he wants to beat up Piccolo and acts racist in front of him.
You're looking a bit green. Are you making sure you're getting enough to eat?
That's how I'm supposed to look.
But you play as Piccolo so you can teach this kid a lesson and make him behave himself by beating him up. The other fights include Mercenary Tao. He's pretty fun to play in this game and a real pain in the ass to fight against.
How am I supposed to win? Look at him go! God damn!
All of this story takes place in the World Tournament stage, where ring outs are a thing, not like in the new Dragon Ball Z games. But more about the tournament a bit later. After you read all the story, you get this nice epilogue.
Fighting is over. However, As long as there are those who love this world, the Dragon Balls will continue to shine. And the story of Goku and his friends will continue to be told forever.
With the recent passing of the legend that made Dragon Ball Z, Akira Toriyama, this epilogue hits right in the feelings. Thank you for everything, Akira Toriyama. So yeah, that is all. This is the story mode of Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. But how about the most important thing of the game? The controls and the gameplay. I personally really enjoyed the controls. They were easy to learn and pretty simple. You have your basic square combo that you can switch up with your triangle key wave stun. You have this bar at the lower right corner that indicates how hard you can charge your square attack. You build it up by looping your opponent with combos and you can launch them up, down, left or right. If you have the key, after you launch them, you can chase them and give them another haymaker. If you charge your attack all the way to the red squares after launching them, they'll lose sight of you. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, this game has a radar in the same right hand corner. It shows you where your opponent is. I think the developers added this feature because the game is a 3D arena fighter, and the maps are pretty big with obstacles in the way. In the beginning of every battle, you have to lock onto your opponent to even hit them or use any abilities. If you get hit hard enough, your character suffers a head injury and loses sight of the enemy. But don't worry, the trusty radar shows you where the enemy is by these pulsating white rings, unless you're fighting an android. Then the radar becomes useless because they don't emit energy, so the radar can't detect them. A pretty cool feature if you ask me. There are as well key blast attacks. You do them by just pressing triangle and you shoot key blasts. If you hold the key blast button, you will shoot a bigger key blast that stuns the opponent. There are different character types, like big characters, for example Broly, Bojack, Vegeta, and Super Trunks, and they all have super armor. I thought that stronger transformations like Super Saiyan 4 can penetrate the armor easy, but it wasn't the case. Any medium or small characters' square attacks have no impact on the bigger characters. The only way you can make them feel something is by using the triangle stun combo or the charged ki blast. The bigger characters play differently as well. Having slower attacks, but to compensate for the speed, the red knockaway meter feels faster compared to the smaller characters, unless you play GT characters. They are just better. Oh, if you fight a bulky character against a bulky character, you can easily punch through the super armor. One more thing, Android characters can charge ki. The androids that can drain ki from the show, like Android 19 and Android 20, gain a lot of ki from basic attacks. I am guessing this is because they have red orbs in their hands. And androids like Super 17, Android 18 or 16 gain ki over battle. Every character has 2 special moves, 2 boost or power-up moves, and 1 super move. The special moves range from blast attacks to rush moves and throwing rock moves. All the rush moves are really simple basic square attack animation played in the blue shifting background, while the blast moves are unique to almost every character. Some special attacks require you to use the boost or power-up moves before using them, like if you want to use Goku's Kaioken attack, you have to use Kaioken power-up. Every power-up is somewhat unique to the character, and with every power-up there is a defensive move like Super Explosion Wave. All characters have their unique super move. To do the move you have to charge one blast stock by fighting or doing nothing. After that you have to charge your ki all the way to the very limit, and then you can press L2 down triangle at the same time to do your super move that is unique to almost every character. If you play as base Goku, you will do a Spirit Bomb. If you play as Goku Super Saiyan 4, you will do a 10 times Kamehameha Wave. If you play as Cyberman, you will hug your opponent and then blow them up. And of course, we have beam struggles and clash struggles in the game. They work as expected, you spin the stick and destroy your controller in the process. But hey, at least you took some health off your opponent's bar. X is used for getting closer to your opponent by just simply flying to them. Or if you hold key charge button, you will rush at them, but this is clunky and hard to control. Most of the time you will just rush past them. You can go up and down with R1 and R2, the circle button will block your opponent's attacks, you can block low, high or middle. You can even deflect ki blasts. If you time the block button right, you can even banish special moves or basic attacks. You can sidestep by pressing X in any direction. You can do grabs by pressing X and up on the D-pad. Another cool feature is that after getting knocked away, these prompts will appear at the bottom of the screen. If you hit them all in time, you can rush back at your opponent and beat their ass. The blast stocks I mentioned earlier are necessary if you want to charge this blue bar, or in other words, your full ki. And that is the gameplay. If I didn't forget anything, because I might have. After you get used to the controls, it is really fun and engaging to battle in this game. But one big issue I have is that the basic attacks and combos do almost no damage, so you're forced to spam special moves or super moves at your opponent until you win.
This is the ultimate fusion.
Back to the game modes. Right below the story mode we have Ultimate Battle mode. In this game mode you pick a character and climb your way through the top 100 fighter list. Your first opponent is the host of the game mode, Hercule, the world champ. After you defeat your opponent, you move up on the board and gain some winning points. You can get more winning points if you win without losing any health or with a super move. If you lose all of your points, it's game over and you must start again straight from the bottom. Next up is the World Tournament mode. You start from the novice rounds and after beating every round you can unlock the cell games. In the first 3 game modes you fight in the World Tournament stage. It is a pretty easy game mode because it is very easy to knock out someone out, especially if you play as Super 17. God, I love that character. It is easy to knock out someone, but it is as easy to get knocked out yourself as well.
Which one? Are you kidding me? I hate this!
After you beat everyone at the tournament, you can play the Cell games. It is just battles on the Cell Arena map, with Cell commenting in between rounds.
Third round. I shouldn't have to tell this to anyone who has lasted this long, but I'm counting on you to have matches that do not bore me.
But the last fight against Cell was really challenging, because the Cell Arena has no ring out, so you have to actually fight. In a fighting game, I was already playing as Broly with Z items, and he still gave me trouble.
Shit. This fucking...
Z items are power-up items that you can equip in the Evolution Z section from the main menu. You can choose a character from the list you want to power up, and you can equip items and increase either your main stats or add additional effects like recover ki like androids, or you can lock on to your opponent from further away. And if you want to use the Z items bulked up characters, you choose the Z item version of the character from the select screen on the World Tournament mode, Ultimate Battle mode or Dueling mode. These Z items can be obtained by playing throughout the story mode. Another thing you can do in this game is fuse Z items. By fusing the Z items you can get better items or even characters. But I never figured it out how it works. But here is a clip of a guy from YouTube getting Gogeta, Super Saiyan from the item fusion. The last game mode in the game is Dueling. It is a simple mode where you can play against the CPU, your friend, or watch 2 computers beating one another to death. Fun. You can pick one character from the 90 playable characters. And if I were you, I would pick Krillin. Like, look at that beautiful mugshot. That is the face only Android 18 could love. You pick your opponent and battle it out. There is a practice mode where you can sharpen your game skills, or you can listen to Piccolo who tells you the basic controls of the game. After that, we have options that let you change the story mode difficulty or computer difficulty, load or save game, change your game controls and adjust the game volume. Speaking about sounds, this game's soundtrack is the exact same as Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. From the main menu music,
There's a bunch of incredibly the world here. You can
to the battle music.
Talk to me like that? You're about to see how wrong you are.
I really like the music, but the composer of the game's music is well known for borrowing some ideas from other artists. And finally, the last thing from the main menu is the character illustrations. It's like an encyclopedia for Dragon Ball characters. You get their body shot, information on who voices them in Japanese and English, and some in-series lore from where they came from and what they do in the story. Pretty neat in my opinion. And one last thing, after I booted up the 100 save file that I downloaded off of Google, I found out I was lied to and the Kid Goku What If story mode was locked. To unlock it, I had to collect all the Dragon Balls, and I did as I was told. After collecting the last 7th Dragon Ball, the Shenron is summoned automatically, and it was kinda underwhelming, just a PNG of the dragon and some flashing balls.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
After that, you can choose from these wishes: unlock Kid Goku, unlock Master Roshi, unlock Mercenary Tao, unlock the last story mode, unlock any of the monkeys, or password. I picked the story mode because I wanted to have 100 story completion. And this is Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 1. How does it hold up today? In my opinion, the game is still fantastic with a decent story mode and easy to learn gameplay. There is a lot you can do from the world tournaments to ultimate battle. The controls might feel clunky from time to time and compared to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, very slow, but they are way easier to learn and it's fun to see how far the franchise has evolved. With the recent announcement of Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, it really makes us appreciate the games we have today. Thank you everyone for watching. It's my first official video, so the quality of it might not be the best. The script may sound if it was written by a 5-year-old, but I will try to learn and improve. So feel free to leave any feedback in the comments, and see you in the next one. Bye!